Hi, today we have with us health coach Beth Sikoski. Beth, thank you for coming and joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so tell us a little bit about your story. How did you get involved and became interested in this particular field?
Well, I became interested in the autism field in particular with health coaching because my son was diagnosed with autism at age 2. And his quality of life wasn't good. He had lots of pain and lots of other problems. And I learned that whenever one member of the family's quality of life is not perfect, then the whole family is affected. So our whole family was really affected. My son had meltdowns that would last literally for hours. His social skills were so poor that he couldn't make friends. It was, quite a difficult time for us. And on top of that, he had severe stomach pain. And so we took him to the pediatrician, and the pediatrician said, well, he's holding it in, and we'll give him some Miralax and he'll be fine. So we tried that, and that got his bowels moving, but it didn't help with the pain. And so I started researching to figure out what was going on. And I've been an autism mom for years at this point, and I found out for the first time that digestive dysfunction and autism there's a total correlation between the two.
Really?
Total. And so I started trying to figure out, medicine didn't work. What do you do to help with digestive dysfunction? And I started treating him using natural methods with that, and they worked. When I say they worked, I mean the pain was gone in a matter of days. And very quickly, he started making better eye contact. He started becoming more conversational, and on and on. And this is a child who had full-blown Asperger's up until this time. And that was 3.5 years ago. Today, he has absolutely no gut pain of the sort. I mean, not that he never gets a stomach ache, but he has no gut pain and none of the meltdowns and some of the other problems that we had before. And his life is good. His quality of life is good. He's doing well in school, and he has friends. So it's really been a transformation for us. And I became so passionate about sharing this information with other people, I decided to become a health coach. And that's how I ended up there. And so now I help parents implement these kind of natural strategies so that their child can have a better life and their family can have a better life.
That's great. So if you really had to boil it down, what is health and lifestyle coaching?
Coaching is a tool to help people achieve their goals, plain and simple. So people come to me with a goal and they need help in the form of support and encouragement and planning and overcoming obstacles, and that's what coaching is. So in terms of health and lifestyle, then we just apply those principles of goal setting to health or other lifestyle changes people want to go through.
Well, that actually sounds like something everybody can use.
It really is. I started off as an executive coach, and so it makes sense in the executive world, because we know they all have the bottom line. They all have all these goals that they have to achieve, and there's lots of pressure. But all of us in all walks of life have pressures, and we have goals that are really important to us, that we really dream of having something different in our life, and particularly health. And so, people achieve things they would never have achieved before with the help of the support and encouragement they get from coaching.
Well, I can imagine how executives would need and use a coach to achieve business goals, but what are the goals that you kind of reach for as a health coach?
Well, with my autism clients, their overarching goal is to have better quality of life for their child, But each client that comes to me has different challenges that they need to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you 3 examples of the kind of challenges that someone might have
Okay.
in my autism practice. So the first would be somebody who's just learned about these health strategies, just as I was when I first started reading about this. And you know, the feeling when you're there is to find out there's this whole mountain of information that you need to take in and assimilate. And so I help people by educating them and getting them the information they need, and then helping them look at what are some of the specific avenues that they could take.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they feel comfortable, like they kind of feel grounded and set, then they can start thinking about which avenue to take, and from that we can make a plan.
Okay.
And then once they have a plan, I support them and guide them through that. Another type of challenge, I would say, that people come to me with, often people want to change their child's diet or their way of eating.
Mm-hmm.
And their spouse is not on board, or the ex-spouse is not on board.
Yeah, that sounds like a difficult situation to address.
It is a very difficult situation, you know, particularly with an ex-spouse. But what I find is that when people have support and encouragement and time to sit down and really flesh out the challenge, they figure out a way to overcome the challenge. And I can tell you, you know, every client I've worked with has figured out a way to get their spouse on board, their ex-spouse on board, their children, and even the child in the family who's affected. So, you know, it's quite amazing what people can do with encouragement. I mentioned 3.
Mm-hmm.
So the third that I talked about was people who are already way on this path, who've already really had remarkable results with their child, but they still have a goal to reach a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really hard place for people, because it's kind of like that last 5 pounds when you're losing weight. That's always the hardest to get off. And so these parents, they're very knowledgeable, but they need a sounding board. They need a place to go to help them overcome those last objectives, and the encouragement to just keep pushing a little bit harder so that they can get where they want to be.
Okay. Well, do you work with people and families, other than those families who have children on that spectrum?
Yes, I also work with adults.
All right. Well, what kind of goals do they have?
Probably the most common goal that I get is weight loss.
Okay.
And then I also have people who have really complex goals. They may have blood sugar issues, digestive issues, autoimmune problems, and so they, you know, I work with that whole big range of goals that adults have.
Okay. Well, how do you help people lose weight? Everybody wants to know that.
You know what, Jeff? I've lost, as you know, I've lost 40 pounds, and I have done a lot of research and looked at what does the research say for the past 100 years, and I've found that there's some really surprising information out there about what it takes to lose weight, and it's not in the category of calorie counting and deprivation. And so I teach people about what the research really says, instead of all this conflicting noise that we get from the media.
Mm-hmm.
And people can act on that. They move quickly. They're very happy because they didn't have to count calories and be hungry all the time, and they get excellent results.
Oh, great. So as we're wrapping up, how can people learn more about health and lifestyle coaching?
Well, since health and lifestyle coaching is such a new idea for so many people, I offer a complimentary session.
Okay.
And so the purpose of the complimentary session is for people to come to me and ask for my expertise, for support, encouragement, whatever it is they need on their road, so that they can see what my coaching is like and what it would bring to them or their family in terms of improving their quality of life. And you know, it's also an opportunity for the two of us to decide if we feel like we would be compatible to work together. It's free. I do it over the phone, and there's
So how do people sign up to get that complimentary session with you?
They can either give me a call or shoot me an email. My phone number is 919-828-8221. And my email is beth@bethsikoski.com.
Okay. Well, Beth, thank you very much for coming in and joining us today.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.